Like most things this year, CES 2021 is all virtual, happening in people's homes around the globe. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a ton of cool new tech to check out, including a really snazzy new thin, light gaming laptop from Asus that has an external graphics card. I'm Tom Brandt from PC Mag in America, and with me is Sasha Krohn from Asus in Taiwan, here to tell us all about this. Sasha, take it away.
All right, so yeah, I got it right here in front of me. The X13 is really taking things to a whole new level when it comes to gaming laptops. It's only a 13-inch laptop, so it's super small and compact. It's only 1.3 kilos, has really long battery life, and really powerful components as well. So it's really, taking gaming laptops to a smaller, more compact form factor than ever.
So this is a 13-inch screen size, right?
Correct, and it's a 16 by 10 display. So we try to still make the display as big as possible in this 13-inch form factor. So you see that bezel-wise, it's as slim as possible. And what's interesting about it is you have two options. You have either full HD 120 hertz or 4K 60 hertz, and they're both touch display.
So now when you are gaming on the X13, you have the option of using it as a regular laptop, or you can also, I understand, have an optional eGPU that plugs into it. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Correct. So the idea is it's basically a two-in-one solution. You can either get the X13 by itself, or you can get it bundled together with our external graphics adapter. We call it the XG Mobile. And the XG Mobile is really a whole new thing in itself, and takes the X13 to another step, to another level, because it makes the X13 as powerful as a desktop replacement laptop. So those are like the really big, chunky 15-inch or usually 17-inch laptops that have really high power components in them. Because in this one, we have what we can't really tell you about the detailed specs, but it's the next generation, top of the line NVIDIA mobile GPU, the fastest one, the top one, and it's configured to the highest wattage as well. So you're really getting a whole lot of performance in this one. And what's really cool about it is you can see I'm holding it in my hand right now. It's incredibly small and compact. It's only 1 kilo in weight. And just to give you an idea, a regular 280 watt laptop adapter, gaming laptop adapter, is around 800 grams. And it's not much smaller than this one. So it's barely bigger and heavier than a 280 watt gaming laptop adapter. And this one has a 280 watt adapter built in, plus that top of the line mobile GPU. And it has an I/O hub with a ton of different I/O ports as well that you can plug into the laptop.
So you can actually plug this in and basically this is the only thing that you will need to plug into the laptop. It delivers the power. You can plug peripherals into it. Is that correct?
Right, so you have two monitor ports, you have gigabit LAN internet, you have a high-speed SD card reader and 4 USB ports, and all of that you can plug into the laptop and then powers and charge the laptop, and yeah, you can connect all the I/O at the same time.
So one of the things that we've seen from other external GPUs that connect via Thunderbolt 3 is that sometimes they don't work very well. You need both the hardware to work properly and you need the games to make sure that they recognize it. What have you guys done to kind of, have you worked out those problems, or how is this going to work better?
Yeah, that's a very good point. And I mean, that's essentially why we created our own external graphics standard for this, our own connector. We wanted to go direct PCI Express. So essentially what we're doing is we have 8 PCI Express lanes. Conventional external graphics solutions use only 4 lanes. And we go direct PCI Express, connect the GPU to the CPU. So for the system, it's essentially as if this GPU is inside the laptop itself. It's recognized as if it was a part of the laptop itself. So you don't need to fuss around with different drivers and tweak around different settings to make sure it works properly. And you also get the full performance. So besides being 8 PCI Express lanes versus usually 4, it doesn't have to translate from one protocol to another, like PCI Express to Thunderbolt and Thunderbolt back to PCI Express. that actually gives you a big performance loss. So you lose a lot of performance going that way. You go direct PCI Express like us, you don't have any of that overhead. So you get much more bandwidth. So with a conventional solution, what most people don't know, they think, oh, I just buy a desktop graphics card, put it in this little box and plug it into my laptop and boom, I got full performance. In reality, what happens is you get like 1 tier, sometimes 2 tier lower performance graphics wise, which is quite disappointing. And then the more you use all the extra IO, the more performance you lose on top of that because it's all shared, all the bandwidth is shared. For our solution, we keep it separate. So there's 8 PCI Express lanes for the GPU only, and we have a separate USB Type-C port for all the IO.
So let's go ahead and check out that, that port if you can, and then talk about some of the other physical features on the laptop itself. Can you show us those?
Right, so here on the side, I don't know if it's in focus right now. I set it up earlier, so it should be in focus. You can see the port right here. And I got the connector of the XG Mobile right here. So that should be in focus now as well. And as you can see, the connector is pretty cool because it uses a standard USB Type-C port, and that's intentional. So we could have actually made the connector much smaller if we had combined everything together, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted to have this standard USB Type-C port. Why? Well, here you can see it actually has a standard USB port built into this eGPU connector, and that means you can still use this part of the port even when you don't have the XG Mobile with you. So let's say the whole point of this is I don't have to take this with me all the time. I only take it when I really need the performance on the go or wherever I'm going. So when I don't have it with me, I can still use this port to power the laptop, charge the laptop, connect external monitors, and USB peripherals, and all of this at the same time. So that's a really cool universal port. And like I said, we bundle this together, or you can get the X13 by itself. And in that case, you can still use that Type-C port for all of this functionality on top.
So when you're not using it with the eGPU, give us a quick overview of the components inside the laptop itself, and how's the keyboard, things like that.
So yeah, the keyboard is a very good thing to talk about because it's probably the best keyboard you'll find in any 13-inch laptop. It's the same keyboard. It's slightly smaller than the G14 keyboard, but it's essentially the same keyboard with a very generous 1.7 millimeters of key travel. So in a 14-inch laptop, in 2020 in the G14, that was a very nice keyboard already. Bringing this to a 13-inch laptop is really, like I said, there's nothing like this on the market. So anybody who is really into keyboards, this is the only 13-inch laptop with a really awesome keyboard. And then component-wise, we have a really high-end next-generation mobile AMD CPU in here. And we have, when we're launching it now, a 1650 GPU in here, which is actually good enough to play most games in full HD resolution. Not at ultra settings, but you can play pretty much anything, maybe except for Cyberpunk 2077. You can pretty much game at full HD, anything you want.
So we're looking forward to checking out the ROG Flow X13, which comes with an optional eGPU, which is called what, Sasha? I forget.
It's called the XG Mobile. So we have our desktop graphics external adapter, the XG2, the XG1, the XG2, and we also have our XG Mobile now.
So the XG Mobile works with the new ROG Flow X13, which is a super thin and light gaming laptop with a 13-inch display. Launching at CES, we're very much looking forward to checking that out in more detail once we get it in for review. So stay tuned, and thanks very much for watching.